Hello, welcome to Gem Outdoors, or welcome back. Oh, the joys of camping outside. I don't like slugs at all.
Oh, hello, mate. You're attached to my head.
Little spider. This is what I've resorted to. I cannot handle the mozzies. This has been a real adventure. This is as exciting as it gets in the UK. Slugs, spiders and midgies. Today we are in my local woods, somewhere that I walk often but never ever camp. It is a working forest. It's vast, it's huge, but there are trails everywhere. It's quite well known for mountain biking as well, so there's always people out on the trails, either on their bikes or walking their dogs. It's a really popular and busy place, in spite of the expanse of land. So I've always been a bit nervous about camping here, but I found a little spot which I've been to a couple of times before, and I've kind of just sat here and made food or enjoyed being in the nature or whatever it is that I've done here. And I've never come across another person, so I'm gonna do a camp. I'm gonna do a camp here tonight and have some dinner, and I'm going to attempt to set up a tarp for the first time, so we'll see how I get on with that. But yeah, let's do this. First issue I've got, there's only one tree for me to attach my guy line to. So I have no clue about figurations, tarp figurations, what they're called. I'm literally just gonna fanny about and hope I come up with some kind of shelter. So I thought, why not give you all a laugh and you can watch me struggle. Why is that coming undone? That shouldn't be happening, surely. I need your help. But what happens is, if I then let go of this, and my tarp is here, it's just pulling through.
Okay, yeah, that will happen. You need to attach the tarp to the long end.
But I want the tarp like up here.
Yeah,
I want it as
do.
close to here as possible, don't I?
You do. Okay, so find a little branch off the floor, just a little twig, and do a marlin spike edge.
A little twig on the floor. So thread the tarp through the string up to the top, and then do the knot, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look forward to seeing what
Yeah.
happens.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Never be afraid to ask for help. I'm well chuffed with this. Happy days. Nice and spacious, nice and roomy. Just got to tidy up my mess now and get organised and hope that I don't get found. I tell you what, I am hungry. Do you want to know what we got for dinner tonight? We've got ribeye steak with a garlic butter and salad, of course. You know I love my salad. I'm so hungry. So this tarp, the DD 3x3 super light or something like that tarp, fits in this little bag, and with all the, I keep all the paracord and everything in there as well. So really light, takes up hardly any space. I'm really looking forward to being confident enough to go out in the mountains with just the tarp. But I need to practice my formations a bit first, so I should probably spend a bit more time out in the forest doing formations, because the more you do, the better you get, right? But I'm really happy with this little setup and my tent pegs. Yeah, so this coupled with the DD Magic Carpet, it's size XL, it says on here, is a pretty awesome lightweight shelter, to be fair. So my sleeping pad of choice tonight is the only one I have, which is the Thermarest Neo Air X-Therm. Probably not necessary given the temperatures today, but it's all I've got, so that's what I'm going to use. Normally I keep my little flex towel pump in here, but I did a gear video just before this camp and I don't know what I've done with it. As I was saying, so I've got my mattress. I use this flex tail gear little pump which doubles up as a light, which is awesome. And I use this to inflate my mat, because apparently if you blow into the valve, water particles can enter the mat and cause mould and damp. And this mat costs a lot of money and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to be a good girl. I don't like using the bag, it's too much effort. I'm being lazy. Right. Just a bit noisy is all. Right, that's that. Sleeping bag liner. I wonder how much the temperature is going to drop tonight. I've got a feeling I'm going to be too hot. Right. That's my bed set up. No pillow. But, oh my God, I'm so happy because I never bothered investing in a pillow because I tend to just use my down mat in my down coat, my rub jacket in a dry bag. But I saw a competition on one of the groups on Facebook, a wild camping group, and they did a competition to win a Trekology pillow, and I just put my name down on there and I won it. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Small wins, eh? So I've got a Trekology pillow on the way, so I'm looking forward to using that so I can let you all know if it's any good and how I get on with it. So I've decided that tonight I'm going to cook on my gas stove because it's quicker and I'm really hungry, and it means I don't have to collect firewood, and it's a bit more stealthy rather than having, you know, the smell of burning wood going off everywhere, which would probably massively be frowned upon in this forest. Now this is always what I struggle with most. Way. Time for food. My little titanium spork, just off Amazon. Got the long handled one for if you're eating out of a pie pot or a packet like this comes in really handy. Means that you don't get your hands all dirty. Love it. What I've done as well is I made a garlic butter and I put it on top of the ribeye, like that, so that I can then just, woo, that's a pretty big, too big from a pan, man. So then the butter should all melt in and start to caramelise the meat. Smells so good. Oh. Now you can use this as a rubbish bag if there's anything I don't eat, because that's quite a big bit of meat there. And it smells amazing. Sorry, Jeff. I'm trying not to touch the bottom of the pan with my knife so as not to blunt it, because a very good friend of mine has moaned at me, well, told me off a little bit because it's blunting my knife, and he had to sharpen it for me. So yeah, I should probably let it rest a bit. Oh my god. So good. In here I have tomatoes, cucumber, little gem, grated carrot, some balsamic, and some pepper, some bell pepper, some balsamic, vinegar, and some yogurt. Now that we've eaten and camp's all set up, should we go for a little explore, have a little walk, see what we find? I found this place in winter and I was always a bit scared to camp here because it looked like there were loads of paths leading to it, although it's off the main path, and I was just a bit concerned that other people might come here, which is why I just came and sat for a little while to see how I'd get on. But now that it's spring and all the plants are growing back, because before the bracken was dead, it's now like this and I don't feel so worried. I had to walk wade through all of this, but there are slight tracks in between, which I think might be animal tracks, if I'm completely honest, because there's a lot of deer here, so I think these tracks might be animal tracks, not human ones. But normally when I come here I have a little look and I see some deer, but I genuinely don't think I'm going to see them in this bracken because it's as tall as me. She is home for the night. I've been laying here and taking some time to reflect and think about things, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of my story. So some of you might already know this, but if you're new to the channel or you've missed it at some point, I'm going to talk about how I ended up here in this woods under this tarp. My mum died in September 2021, so it's been about 9 months, and when she died it was a massive shock and it was difficult, it was hard. So I could have easily gone down the wrong path, like alcohol and things like that, using crutches to help me forget about it or deal with however I was feeling at the time. But what I did was I set myself some goals, and I turned 40 in the December after she died, and I spent a lot of time thinking about what I enjoyed doing and how I wanted to spend my time. And I love hiking, and I'd climbed a mountain or two in the past, and I decided that I wanted to focus on something positive to help me get through this. And I set myself the target of summiting 40 mountains at the age of 40. At present moment I've hit 18, and it's middle of June, so I've got a little way to go, but I am nearly halfway there, which is good, and I've got until December to complete it. But it's been a journey. It's been really up and down, but being outdoors, I mean, I'm so grateful that that's the target that I set myself, because I didn't realise how healing it is being outdoors in nature. And I don't mean like doing 12-mile hikes or doing a wild camp. Literally going and sitting under a tree with a cup of coffee, as someone kindly wrote on one of my videos before. That is pretty much all you need. And that counts as being outdoors in nature and submerging yourself in our natural environment. We are not meant to be sat in concrete houses. Yes, it's comfortable, and we have hot water and heating and a sofa to sit on, and we've got so used to these comforts, but unfortunately these comforts are no good for us mentally. They're not stimulating. It's not really comforting to our brains and our souls, is my belief anyway. Not to get all like deep on you, but being out in nature, taking a moment to just sit still just for 5 minutes and listen to the birds sing, feel the sun on your face, feel the rain on your skin. We have this aversion to walking in the rain. I don't understand. I get that it's wet and cold and uncomfortable, but part of that makes you feel alive, you know. It's like, yes, I'm living. And those feelings of being cold and wet are temporary, you know. Generally, most of the time, you're somewhere where you can be in the warm and dry off relatively quickly. So embrace those moments. That's my attitude towards it anyway. I digress. So my journey. My mum died, I set myself some goals, and I started spending more and more time outdoors. And the more time I spend outdoors, the better I feel. I would say there's been one occasion where it hasn't helped, but I didn't listen to my body, and I didn't listen to myself on that day. I was too determined to achieve the goal that I'd set rather than listening to what I needed. And actually, that was a massive learning curve for me still. So although it didn't make me feel any better, I took a lot from it, and I did learn from it. So I would say 95% of the time, being out in nature will help. There are scientific facts behind it as well, which, of course, I don't know what they are. I read this information, I don't withhold it, but I will try and find some out, and I can list them in the description below if people are interested. But the reason I'm sharing this is because being outdoors doesn't just help with grief. It helps with stress, anxiety, tiredness even, depression. It's just a one-stop shop. It's a fixer. It's a mental fixer. And even if you don't feel any of those things, you're going to feel better for being outdoors. If you think your life's great and you're really happy, why not try and improve it a little bit? You'll feel better whatever mood you're in for being outdoors. So I encourage you, get out, get out, get out, get out. Small steps, you know, small steps. As the evening draws in, this is what I've resorted to. I cannot handle the mozzies. Oh my God. The midgies are so freaking annoying. So one thing I've learned from this camp out is to buy myself some kind of bug net to put under the tarp, because tried filming on my GoPro, but apparently it's too dark and you can't really see me very well, so I'm filming on my phone, so if the quality's not very good, that's why. It's not actually that dark out at all, but it's showing up really dark on the camera. I'm hoping to see like some deer or something. I'm just listening out for noises. What was I saying? Anyway, yeah, so it's about 10:15 and I'm just getting ready for bed. I've had a really nice evening. I've kind of just laid listening to the sounds of the forest, and I've got signal, so I went on my phone for a little bit as well. I think I prefer it when I don't have signal, because it's too tempting to go on the phone when you have got signal, and that's not why I'm here. I can do that at home. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd say goodnight because I'm starting to get sleepy, so I'm gonna settle down. I'm already in my sleeping bag, and yeah, I'm just gonna lay back, relax and drift off to sleep to the sounds of the forest. So I'll see you in the morning. Night. Good morning, campers. I didn't sleep very well last night. I think that this sleep system is too hot for this time of year, even when I'm totally exposed like I am. Yeah, I woke up about 1:30, took off a load of layers, and I was fine after that. But then I woke up again at 4, and I've just kind of been dozing since then. But I love that. I love that dozing in the morning when you can hear the sounds of the forest. It's just beautiful. Get myself sorted. Oh, the joys of camping outside. I don't like slugs at all. I am worried that I may have squashed him. Oh no, he's still moving. Oh, let's get you off, buddy, shall we?
Oh, hello, mate. You're attached to my head.
Little spider. This has been a real adventure. This is as exciting as it gets in the UK. Slugs, spiders and midgies. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to roll up my mat with my sleeping bag liner. Because I don't know if you saw in last week's video, when my sleeping bag liner is in its case, it's not very big, but it is taking up unnecessary space. So if I can roll it up in here, then I feel like I'll get more space in my bag. So I'm just going to attempt to do that. So I've lined it up with my mat. I'm now going to fold my mat into it, leaving the valve open at that end, but as I roll it, the air can escape. Start from the bottom, try and keep that as tight as I can without collecting any leaf or bugs. You don't want spider babies. So I would say it's slightly wider, but it should still fit in the bag. But it is done. I wonder if I've still got room in there for my pump. Because this is the other thing that I do. Again, trying to make the most out of the space, is I use this little pump, which is also a light, awesome bit of kit, the flex tail gear pump, and I pop that in with my thermarest because that's what I use it with. Nothing more annoying than having to dig through your bag for the pump when you're trying to get set up. Yep, that all still fits in there. Perfect. Ta-da! And that's that. We're good to go. I hope that's helped someone out there. It's time to put the camp away. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.